I'm Elaine from Breakthrough with Elaine, and I'm your Rapid Relief Coach. So today I wanted to come on and talk about gratitude, which I know isn't necessarily what people want to hear about right now, but hear me out. So what I'm going to talk about is how to stay in gratitude or grateful when everything sucks. And right now, I think everybody will agree that everything pretty much sucks, right? We're in a global pandemic, and it's really hard, I think, for people to stay in that place of feeling grateful because everything sucks, right? So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about what you're feeling right now, because I think people are having a hard time putting a name to all these feelings and things that are going on. So what a lot of my clients are feeling is sadness, and they describe it as feeling empty. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you're feeling grief. People have lost a lot of things. Even if you haven't lost people close to you, you've lost your, ability to go places and do things freely. And, my son has lost 2 years of school and he's in grade 8 right now. So, I think that we're carrying a lot of this grief and sadness with us. And, it's there, it's deep inside. And why it's happening is because our brain is always looking for stability, right? It's always looking for stability and security. And when there is none, right, it will go back to old patterns. So your brain is always searching for that, that stable place, that stable time. And now there's no end in sight. We don't know what's going on. At the same time, we're trying to be there for our families and for our workplace and all that kind of thing. And the brain is having a really hard time figuring all this out, right? We're just basically in survival mode right now. And what that means is that you're going to be feeling these feelings of grief, of loss, of sadness, of emptiness, right? And so how do we get to a place of feeling grateful there, right? What am I grateful for? That's dumb. I know. All right. Like I said, hear me out. I'm going to argue that gratitude is actually the antidote for anything, because it takes you to a place of being present within yourself. And then you can find that strength and that stability that your brain's looking for outside, inside, right? Because all we can control is how we feel, how we think, how we act, right? We can't control the outside world. We can't control a pandemic or a divorce or a death or whatever, but we can only control ourselves. So, when the world is sort of garbagey, it's even harder to get to that place inside, right? So I'm going to tell you a bit how to do that. So what to do? Like I said, gratitude is really the antidote, right? It's the place where you want to be, because it takes you to a place of calm and feeling present in the moment. So what I always say to my clients, and if you've been my client, you know that I task you with things. And I want you to I know gratitude journal sounds sort of cheesy, but basically that's what it is. That's what we're going to do. But it can be super fast, and it can be also not a big deal, because we're going to start small, right? So an app on your phone or on your computer is a great place to start. I recommend 5-Minute Journal. It's an app. I think it's a few bucks to buy, or a piece of paper, or whatever you want to do, but start really small, right? And I always say to my clients, what can you be grateful for in this room right now? Well, I'm super grateful for technology. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to work, right? And, I'm always grateful for my Apple stuff, because I'm obsessed with Apple products. Maybe you have a pair of socks. You know how good it feels to put on fresh socks? I don't know. Right? Little things like that. It doesn't have to be something big. It doesn't have to be, world peace or anything like that, right? Start small, because what that's going to do is it's going to teach your brain, oh, hold on, there's something good here, right? There's something stable here in my environment that I can feel grateful for. So start there in your room, right? In the kitchen, grateful for my blender. Awesome. Doesn't have to be huge, right? Outside, I'm grateful that it's spring, kind of, and that we're setting up our yard, and, so we can kind of enjoy summer outside. So all those little things can come into play. And the more you do it, the more your brain is going to get comfortable with those better feelings, and it's going to start to help to fill that void that people explain that they have. Okay. And the second thing that I like to do with people is, so the work I do with my clients, we're releasing those negative emotions and feelings and behaviors, right? They're gone. They're out of your brain. We've changed the neurology. Okay. But it's also now really important to figure out what you want instead, because now we have a choice, right? So instead of emptiness, instead of sadness, instead of grief, what do you want to feel? Maybe it's joy, maybe it's calm, maybe it is feeling present in the moment, in control, whatever. So I challenge you to do this exercise with me, okay? Close your eyes. I want you to feel one of those feelings that you want instead of sadness and emptiness, okay? And go to the last time you felt it, or any time you felt it, really. Doesn't matter, okay? So say I want to access joy, and what's popping into my head is a time when my son was real little and it was Christmas and he was opening his presents and laughing, and I have a little video of it actually. So I'm rerunning that video in my head and I'm really stepping into that feeling. So I want you to step right into that feeling so you're looking through your own eyes, okay? Really feel it, really breathe into it. Open your eyes, okay? You got that feeling? So now I want you to picture where you feel that emptiness, where that sadness is in your body, right? So mine is like right, you can't see it, but right here in my chest. Like there's like a big empty hole, okay? Close your eyes, breathe. Step into that feeling that you had, that really good feeling. And I want you to picture that feeling filling that void, all right? And maybe you can give the feeling a color. Maybe it's a bright blue or pink or peach or whatever. And picture that that really good feeling filling that void. So it's not there anymore. It's just full of calm or peace or joy or whatever it is that you want to feel now. And open your eyes. And that's an exercise you can do all of the day long, right? You can do it with access all those good feelings and fill that void, right? Again, that's going to give your brain the message, I can control my emotions. I can control how I feel. I can control myself. And then it becomes easier to get to that place on your own without even thinking about it. Does that make sense? So when you're feeling sad and empty and like you're grieving, there are things that you can do to help yourself feel better. And it's just all about, getting back that stability and strength within ourselves so that we can start to control that within, right? Because we can't control what's outside of us, right? But we can control ourselves. So I challenge you to do that. So start keeping your journal. And if it sounds too, lame or whatever to call it a gratitude journal, call it whatever you want. Doesn't matter. You can call it nothing. But start to really track those good feelings, those things that you're grateful for. And I bet you're going to find there's a lot of things, right? And then do that exercise. Fill yourself back up, all right? Any void, any sadness, fill that back up, okay? And also give yourself a bit of a break right now because it's a hard time and we're all going through what we need to go through, right? So remember that life has hills and valleys, and you want to feel everything that you need to feel kind of, when you're in that valley, but you want to be able to bring yourself out the other side, right? Because who knows how long this pandemic crap is going to go on for. And do we want to spend 2 years or 3 years or whatever, God forbid, of our lives feeling crappy? Or do we want to feel as good as possible in this moment? So I hope that is helpful. And make sure you subscribe to this channel because I'm going to have all kinds of cool stuff for you to help you with that control, with that peace, with that getting back to yourself so that you can have techniques and tricks to help you through these hard times. Have a good day.